Marv, of course, has always been one of the best blocking tight ends in professional football, and he's also a good possession type of receiver.
Hey, Marv, nice to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
You got all the cash you need.
Hello, Dolphin fans.
When we talk about legendary winners in the NFL, names like Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Terry Bradshaw come up. But before all of them, there was a man who quietly built one of the greatest championship resumes in football history, Marv Fleming. A tight end who played in the first ever Super Bowl, won 5 total championships, and was part of 2 of the NFL's greatest dynasties. From Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers to Don Shula's Miami Dolphins, Fleming's career was a journey through NFL history. This is the story of a player who helped shape the game as we know it today. Before the NFL, Marv Fleming was a two-way player at the University of Utah, lining up as both a tight end and defensive end while wearing number 87. At 6'4" and around 232 pounds, he had the size and toughness to dominate the trenches and the athleticism to be a reliable receiver. His versatility caught the attention of NFL scouts, and in 1963, he made the leap to the pros. Despite his size and skill, Fleming wasn't a high draft pick. In 1963, he was selected in the 11th round, 154th overall by the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay was already a powerhouse, having won back-to-back championships in 1961 and 1962. And under Lombardi's leadership, the team was about to enter one of the greatest dynasties in NFL history. Fleming quickly made a name for himself as a reliable blocker in the Packers' dominant offense. He had arrived at the right time, joining a team destined for greatness.
Fires into the end zone, and it's a touchdown to Marv Fleming. As Bart Starr hits this tight end, Marv Fleming. Right into the camera's eye.
I'm straight out of Compton. I went to Compton High School.
First down for the Packers.
And having an opportunity that I had, I took advantage of it.
By 1965, Green Bay was back on top. With Bart Starr leading the offense and Jim Taylor powering the run game, the Packers finished 10-3-1 and earned a trip to the NFL championship game against the Cleveland Browns. In freezing temperatures at Lambeau Field, the game was a dominant display, with the Packers winning 23-12. With that victory, Marv Fleming became an NFL champion for the first time.
And so that was probably one of the best things in my life, to go and be with a team like that and be with a leader like Coach Lombardi. Lombardi was, to me, a coach of life. He was a coach of life.
PI number 84, Carroll Dale. The tight end from Utah, number 81, Marv Fleming. The flanker from Colorado, number 86.
The following year, the Packers were even better.
Being part of a tradition and learning how. Lombardi knew I was young. He stayed on me, and I'm glad he did. He called me in. He says, Marvin, you're a good football player and you have great potential. He says, I'm going to be on your butt. Can you take it? And I said, yes, sir. Can you take it? And I said, yes, sir. And from then, he was on my butt. But guess what? Marv became a good football player. The greatest thing about Bart was that he could pass the ball.
Starr hits his tight end, Marv Fleming.
When you can throw the ball 30 yards or 60 yards and it lands in your hand and it doesn't kill you, you know?
First and 10 on the 47. That's Marv Fleming. Good balance by Fleming, and the race is on. 53-yard touchdown. And the Pack goes out in front, 7-0.
With Lombardi, he says, today we're facing a hurdle that some of us are going to be facing 10 years from now. And it all comes back to me. And how you prepare now and how you face it now is how you're going to do in the future.
remember there was a scout that came to see Utah and Colorado play. And then the coach told me, all the scouts here to see you in the Hildebrand, the guy was. Big tight end. He says, he plays for the Colorado Buffaloes. He says, they're here to see you and him. I said, wow. Well, they're going to be seeing me. I was so lucky to play as long as I did. You know, the average, what, 3.5 years for a guy to play? And I'm playing tight end for the Green Bay Packers 5 years without backup.
I think we won because we were a team. I think we won because we had a great coach. I think we won because we had a family. I think we won because we loved each other. We loved and respect each other on our team. And this is something that you don't find on all teams. Dallas was not that type of team that loved and respect each other on their teams. That's why we won that game.
Green Bay finished the 1966 season with a 12-2 record and once again won the NFL championship, defeating the Dallas Cowboys 34-27. But this season was historic, not just because Green Bay won, but because for the first time, the NFL and AFL champions would face off in a brand new game, the Super Bowl.
We didn't know as a team if Kansas City was that good because they were playing against other teams and their caliber. And so we were really nervous. I mean, but the one thing is Lombardi, he stressed, we won't lose this game because it meant a lot, you know.
On January 15th, 1967, in Super Bowl I, the Packers dominated the Kansas City Chiefs, winning 35-10. With that win, Marv Fleming became one of the first players in history to win a Super Bowl.
And he was a coach that he knew how to coach certain people. And he would pat me on my shoulder and says, Marvin! And I look around and I say, he likes me. He likes me.
Lombardi put rookie Don Horn at the helm in the second period. Horn showed his credentials on the first play. A quick toss to tight end Marv Fleming. Lombardi put Horn back in, and the rookie from San Diego State came through again for his coach.
You think you're big stuff now, huh? You think you're big stuff, well, you're not. And this is why I learned the word potential. You've got a lot of potential, but you haven't done anything yet. Dun, 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 dun.
In 1967, Green Bay faced Dallas again in the NFL championship game, a game that would become legendary as the Ice Bowl. Played in negative 13-degree weather, the game came down to the final moments. With 16 seconds left, Bart Starr scored on a quarterback sneak, sealing a 21-17 victory.
I mean, the coach had to be straight up with the players. With Lombardi, we believed in him. We believed in the way we won. He would show us and tell us the stories about certain things. And do you want to be this team or that team? And, you know, it was unbelievable to play for such a man.
Green Bay went on to win Super Bowl II, defeating the Oakland Raiders 33-14. For Fleming, it was another back-to-back championship run, his third NFL title, and second Super Bowl ring. After 7 seasons and 3 championships with Green Bay, Fleming signed with the Miami Dolphins in 1970. Miami, led by Don Shula, was an up-and-coming team looking to build a winning culture, and Fleming's championship experience helped them take the next step.
Do you expect him to step right in and be a number one guy?
Well, I hope so. Marv, of course, has always been one of the best blocking tight ends in professional football, and this is one of the reasons that I was really attracted to him. I think that we need a big, strong blocker like Fleming is, and he's also a good possession type of receiver. So we're going to give him the shot to play, and It's tough losing a receiver like Jack Clancy because Jack looked like he was really coming along, but we do have an abundance of wide receivers since the Warfield trade, and Twillian Noonan and Jimmy Hines and some of the other people out there. So we felt that we had excess in one position and we needed help in another position.
Well, Marv, you've had such a successful career thus far, and we've heard so many good things about you this preseason camp. Do you feel that you're in the best condition of your life going into this regular season against Kansas City?
Yeah, I think so. You know, especially during the off season, you know, I work really hard to get my weight down, and I think that with my weight down as it is, a good 12 pounds, I'm able to maneuver better, and I like to say catch the ball better, and I think that it's going to help me a lot when we play against Kansas City.
Does this hurt your blocking any, losing the 12 pounds that you did?
Well, at first I was really weak, and I didn't feel I was going to do an effective job, but now I'm a lot quicker getting to my opponent, and now that I've what you might say, I've come around to it, and I think I'm doing pretty good. I would say that I'm more experienced now. I don't take as many chances. I think I'm a bit different type because I find myself being more of a ball player, you know, knowing what the big play is, knowing how to do the right thing at the right time.
We've heard so much about the competition between you and Jim Mandich. Was this the first year that you can recall in a long time that you've ever really been pushed for the starting job?
I have to say yes. After coming back and seeing what fantastic shape he's in, how he catches the ball, how he's blocking, this is my first time since college having someone to compete against. And Jim is a fantastic athlete, and I know someday, you know, this is my 10th year, he's going to get the job.
I got down to Miami, and it was a whole different feel. But I'm glad I had the training, how to be a good football player, how to be a businessman, how to be a person at Green Bay.
My mother raised me to be assertive. She raised me to, if you don't know something, find out about it. I talk to everybody. I get to know everybody because positive people meet positive people. Lombardi wouldn't love that. Dancing? Lombardi said, "We have no clowns on our team. This is a football team, not a circus."
I loved playing for Lombardi and Shula, but I had some great leadership, and it's all about leadership.
By 1971, the Dolphins had become a contender. Miami finished the regular season 10-3-1, then fought their way to the Super Bowl after a tough playoff run.
All alone is tight end Marv Fleming, 32-yard line of the Cowboys. This has to be a mix-up in the Dallas defensive coverage. Look at Fleming right down the middle with nobody even in the picture with him.
In Super Bowl VI, they ran into a dominant Dallas Cowboys team. The Dolphins' offense struggled, and Miami lost 24-3, marking the only Super Bowl where a team failed to score a touchdown. For Fleming, it was a tough loss, but Miami was far from finished. They were about to make history.
says, Coach. Shula says, yeah, Marv. I says, why do we go to the strong side and go line in short yardage? He turns around and he says, because we've got you, Marv. I said, yeah, but Coach, they're reading our tendencies. He says, so what? I said, can we fake it? He says, we don't fake anything around here. Being first, I like being first. Even with the Dolphins, we had the perfect season the whole year, and just a couple years back, it looked like the Patriots were going to make it, and they got beat. Well, I came to the realization, I says, well, we were the first, because everybody's going to try and knock you off. You have to get better. And I was in a situation where, in all my years, I had to get better and better and better and better, because our teams were facing teams that just love to knock us off.
When you talk about the early days and transforming the modern day NFL, it's Vince Lombardi, it goes into Don Shula, and you were there in both of those organizations.
I was one blessed football player.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. I used to get up early in the mornings and go run on the beach because I'm trying to catch that guy who's in front of me. And I never saw him. My whole thing when playing football was when I walked off the field, I didn't care how many passes I caught. I wanted to have a W. That W, did we win? And that was my motivation.
I've worked out so many times in the Coliseum. I had seen myself at one point playing in the Coliseum. And so this was going to be a huge thing.
In 1972, Miami bounced back in a way no team ever had before. They became the first and only team in NFL history to complete a perfect season, 17-0. They finished it off with a 14-7 win over Washington in Super Bowl VII. For Marv Fleming, it was his third Super Bowl ring and fourth NFL championship.
You don't need to know much about football to know the importance of teamwork. Our country's energy crisis is no game. But if we all work together, it'll work out better for all of us. So let's keep our thermostats at 68 degrees or lower. And let's all observe the new speed limits and save electricity where possible. If we all help, we'll really be helping ourselves. Please, don't be foolish.
Before the season started, Marv Fleming held out of training camp, demanding a better contract after Miami's undefeated championship run. Al Ross served as Marv Fleming's agent, handling contract negotiations and ensuring his best interests were represented. Ross was a well-respected lawyer and sports agent who worked with numerous professional athletes throughout his career. Known for his sharp negotiating skills and deep understanding of sports law, he played a key role in securing deals for his clients during an era when player salaries and contracts were rapidly evolving. His expertise helped athletes like Fleming navigate the business side of professional sports, ensuring they were properly compensated for their contributions on the field and the court.
Can't say anything right now. Oh, okay. Good. But this as long as you've ever held out, isn't it?
Yes, it is. No, I'm just glad to be back here in Miami. I want to play ball. I want to get this whole thing settled.
Well, you want to play ball. That's what everybody's saying. Right here.
Right here in Miami. No place else.
What about condition?
Fantastic. My best of my life.
In other words, if you go to camp tomorrow, would you be ready to play in the All-Star game, do you feel?
Of course.
Mr. Robbie said that the last time you two got together with your attorney, that it only took about 30 minutes for you to sign.
Well, I hope it takes that long this time, because I'm tired of this whole thing, and I just hope it's over with.
He eventually returned to the team, and Miami continued their dominance, finishing 12-2 and steamrolling through the playoffs.
I still hook him because he had outside responsibility, and his first step was going outside. So his first step was outside, so I'm taking him outside.
Well, I think it's a good policy. You know, I think by being away, you come to some kind of terms, but in coming to camp, like we did, we finalized everything.
You think on the same vein, it's fair for you to be fined even though they won't let you negotiate?
Well, that's something that I don't concede with, but during the time that we are negotiating, I don't feel that we should be fined for that.
You're in great shape. You said fantastic, so I would imagine you'll be ready to play in Chicago.
Oh yeah, I'll be ready to play. I'll probably play in the game.
Scrimmage, huh?
Yeah, the scrimmage.
Good. Okay, Marv, nice to have you back.
I'm glad to be
Hope
back.
You get all the cash you need.
Hello, Dolphin fans.
I always, whatever road I was traveling or hill I was climbing, I was looking for that guy who was better than I was. I've been looking for him. You gotta push yourself. It's like climbing a mountain, and you look at it and you say, oh wow, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But you can do it. You start out. You gotta start out first. Yeah. And when you get halfway, your friend's saying, come on back, Fleming! There's a party! And you get 3/4 of the way, and you say, oh gosh, you know, I can't go back now. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the top, it's like, wow, it didn't kill me, and I did it. Wow, I gotta go farther than this, and everybody's, how was it, man? How was it, you know? I can't tell you how it was, because it was, I did it, you know, it's something that you live for to do, and you do it, so you have to go in, so you can't lie there and in your own, you know, I did it, you gotta do something else.
The Dolphins won Super Bowl VIII, 24-7 over the Minnesota Vikings. For Fleming, it was his 4th Super Bowl win and 5th total championship, solidifying his place in NFL history. 5 championships, 2 dynasties, the first player to appear in 5 Super Bowls. Marv Fleming's name may not come up as often as other NFL legends, but his legacy is undeniable. So next time you talk about football's biggest winners, don't forget the name, Marv Fleming, because legends aren't always the loudest. Sometimes they're just the ones who win.
I never got to be a star receiver. I caught, 85, 90% of my balls. You know, they said, Marvin, how come you're not a Hall of Famer and all that stuff? Well, I am a Hall of Famer in my own head.
I was out there, I had frostbitten fingers. I have to love this, but I didn't love it. But I did it because I set goals in my life. This is what I want to do this year, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. And we won.